Welcome to the Bone Zone.
Do you like my shirt?
It's Talk Comics to Me time. Hello,
We are
I'm
here.
I'm Champ Champenstein.
I'm gonna make it look like I'm using a microphone.
I mean, technically, you are using a microphone.
I'm gonna make it look like I'm using this one. This is the Fortnite microphone. Okay,
All
I'm
right,
ready.
all right. So we're here to talk about comic books. Uh, Heather, go ahead and take it away.
I'll take it away. Okay, so first I have this book.
I can't get over that right now.
This is an art book called 2020-2020. It is by, I was having trouble with the name because on the front it says Feral Doll, but on the inside, when you look at his name is Feral Dalrymple, I believe is what it is. He started this art sketch at the beginning of 2020, just a drawing a day, and so the book is just filled with like drawings that he did throughout, the entire world shutting down, and then just put them in a little book.
It's pretty cool.
That's
Those are
all it is.
fun.
Yeah. The art looked really, really interesting. I had seen something about this, I think, on Twitter around the time that it was out for like solicitation. And so I was like, I'll give it a try because I like art books and this art is like, it's really pretty. He does a whole spread of like tarot cards in here, which I think is really interesting, his own little take on them.
Yeah, it's fun.
And if I haven't like thoroughly looked through this book, but when I was flipping through it, there are even some like familiar characters. Like I'm pretty sure there's an X-Men in here. There's like
I'm I saw
Halloween.
Swamp. I saw Swamp Thing when you were flipping through.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. Here's a little Halloween guy, which is very cute. So yeah, it's just an art book is all. It's very nice. I was thinking about giving it to Sammy because I think she would appreciate it as well, but I also think I might keep it. We'll see.
Who cares about siblings anyway?
Who cares?
Okay, so first I have this is Fantastic Four Full Circle. This actually came out like about a month ago, 2 months ago now.
It was longer. It's been a couple months, yeah.
But I did not get it then because I hadn't ordered it, and that was foolish of me. Also, I
Yeah.
was like, well, I didn't think I needed a Fantastic Four book.
No, I know. I said yeah as if like I would have ordered it too. I get it 100%. It's if you're a fan of those particular things, then it's a foolish thing to do.
Yeah, it's like I like Alex Ross, but not enough to necessarily like buy a Fantastic Four book that he's done.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw the art in it, and I was like, I gotta own this book. It'd be dumb not to own this book, and I'm gonna have to kind of
Show a
open
little
the.
bit from it. Yeah, that's good.
It's just the colors are so vibrant and bright, and it's not Alex Ross's typical like watercolors. It's like really like bright colors. Really reminds me of like Jack Kirby stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I haven't read it though, so I can't tell you anything about it. Smells great. Art looks gorgeous. And
Perfect. That's all
honest,
you need.
yeah, honestly, what else do I need? But I do plan on reading it because a friend of mine did say it was really good, and it was something that he thought like people who are not super familiar with Fantastic Four would enjoy. So here I go into Fantastic Four world.
Here
I've done
you
it
go.
before. I've done it before, but it's just like I don't really care.
I get that 100%.
Okay. And so then next there's so many comics. All Against All. This is issue number 1. This is a story about the end of the world. They're like, I don't know, they kind of look like android type things that are on Earth, and they come upon a boy, and that is kind of like the story. Casper Wingengard, the same artist who does Homesick Pilots, does this, and I just really like love their art and their colors like a lot. Alex Packendell does the story itself, and yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun. I think I added this to my poll. I feel like I would have, just because I really like the artist.
Yeah, I
So
was gonna say it seemed like something that you would have just added without questioning, you know?
kind
Because
of
I
get
know
an
we've
out
talked about that person's art before.
get an outline of the Wang.
Oh shit, that's a dick.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, kind of had like, I guess I would say Tarzan vibes, but I just feel like that's because it's a like naked kind of feral man in the jungle. So,
Like
and
Georgia the
honestly,
Jungle.
yeah, like it's like George of the Jungle, but with like futuristic alien type things.
Okay. Very good. I'm gonna read it tomorrow, probably when I get into the shop.
If nothing else, it does look like real good.
Okay. Very good. Love
I'm
it.
ready. Are you
All right.
ready?
Yeah.
This is Know Your Station. This is issue number 1. This is a story about a murder on a spaceship.
Yeah. It's a murder mystery.
But it feels very cliche, where you kind of know what the mystery is and like what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it was so Julian read this one first and then texted me and was like, "Have you read it? I need to talk to you about like the mystery behind it." He said that he thinks he pretty much figured it out like right away, and I was like, "Okay, cool. Like I hope I'm smart enough to figure it out." And I got to the end and then texted him about it and he was like, "Yeah, that's exactly what I thought." So, we're on the same page. So it can't be that difficult, you know?
Or that's the red herring, and we're all just
Right.
buying into the cliches that exist already. But I don't know. I didn't really like it enough to want to continue reading it. Like it wasn't engaging enough.
Right. No, I completely agree. I would kind of want to see, like, I'm not going to add it or anything, but I am curious to know, like, because we also came up with an alternative, like, twist as to, like, what
Mhm.
could happen. And I am curious to see how right I am. So I think I might just kind of, as they come out, glance at them,
Yeah, yeah.
try to figure it out. I do, Leanna Kangas, though, I really like their art. There was a series that they did that I read a few years ago, and I can't
Sarah
remember what it.
Sarah and the Stars, that one.
Sarah and the Royal Stars. No, it was a different one. It was a story like that though.
Okay.
I just can't remember for the life of me what it's called. But that was one of the reasons why I wanted to pick this one up, is because I really like their art a lot. So I did enjoy that aspect of it. But yeah, I just didn't really care for the story or the characters. Like it wasn't very interesting to me, but
Mm-hmm.
not to say that it wasn't like good. It's just not for me.
Yeah, I would say it's not like it's bad. It's just yeah, something about it didn't grab me like
Mhm.
immediately.
You know, that happens. Like we only special ordered those, so I think we kind of
Mhm.
knew ahead of time that that's how it was going to be. So
True.
I keep talking into this as if this is actually on.
Yeah, I know. It's like been cracking me up.
Whatever. Okay. You ready? Next.
Yeah, yeah. So we have Behold Behemoth. This is issue number 2. This was a book that we both really loved last time around. This book by Tate Bromble and Nick Robles.
Hmm.
Um, I really liked this issue. I did feel like it was a little disjointed.
Jarring for
Yeah.
me anyway, like where it kind of picks up from where it ended last time.
Hmm.
Um, I've noticed that I've been getting confused a lot more with books recently, and I don't know if it's just like where my head is at or if the books themselves are actually confusing. But jumping into this one from where it left off in the first issue, I was a bit discombobulated. I didn't really know like what was going on because we're in a
Hmm.
completely different world, which was introduced in that first issue. Like we knew it was going
Yeah.
to be happening, but I think the way that they just dropped you into it in this one was, yeah, disjointed a bit. It looks
Yeah.
so good though.
Yeah, it looks gorgeous. And I mean, that isn't to say the story isn't good. And it like once you kind of get back into the flow of it, like it's easy going. But I do agree. I think it's just like it left off with one page giving you that.
Hmm.
And the
Which I
first
guess is
one,
how this one ended too, because you have one page where you left off before.
yeah. I
So it
think you have
is,
like a couple more pages than that, don't you? Oh no, I guess it is one page.
yeah. So it is just like going back and forth between the two
Hmm.
worlds, I guess, of like how they got there and what's happening and stuff. So yeah, like you said, it is still really good, but if you're not expecting that sort of story, it's a bit confusing.
And I don't know, like we also read so many books too. It could just be like, you know,
Hmm.
got a lot of information up in that brain.
And this is a pretty small brain. All right, I'm gonna talk about this one.
Okay.
So I didn't read this one. This is X Force. This is issue number 35. Like I just said, I didn't read this one. I actually did just take this off of my poll. So I don't think I'm going to be getting any more issues. I think I might read this one just because I'm curious to see what's going on with like Maverick and his little group of mercenaries and stuff. But I don't know.
I
I just
need to
kind of
know why.
lost interest in it. It just wasn't grabbing me like it used to. I don't really care for the Beast storyline. So
Yeah.
that's all.
I need to know why that guy's like vomiting on them on the cover.
Yeah, that's another thing while I'm trying to figure out. I'll read this one since I have it and then I'll let you know.
Just like what is happening here?
You know what's funny is I didn't even realize that was him vomiting. I thought it was just water.
I did too, but then when you held it up, it was just like the way it was like it was very much coming out of his mouth. I was like, oh,
Mhm.
I've looked at
Was
that a
that
lot.
Bane? It's not Bane. I mean, look.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just really funny.
Okay.
Is that Bane in this X-Force book? I have Castle Full of Blackbirds. This is issue number 3. I don't really have a lot to say about this book. There's witches and shit.
All
I'm
right.
real That book is like slightly confusing to me, and I don't know if it's because I'm missing something or if it is just confusing.
Maybe it'll make sense because there's one more issue, right?
Yeah. Like I get what's happening, but at the same time, it's just like, what? Every time I'm just like, what the fuck is actually happening?
Right.
So I'll figure it out. Yeah, by the end. And then I have issue number 5 of Variants. This just wraps up this little storyline of Jessica Jones. One of her variants ends up like being a bad guy and has all of these other variants under her control, and that's that. Just wraps itself up really like a little too quick, honestly, but like as a whole I really enjoyed the story. Phil Noto's art was phenomenal. I suppose if you like Jessica Jones you would enjoy it.
Okay.
It's not like I don't like Jessica Jones, and it's not like I didn't enjoy that. It was just like it was
So
all
it was
right.
just a cute little series.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I've read a few of those in my day.
So yeah, I had a good time, but why did I do that?
Did it leave it kind of open where if there was going to be another series there they could add on to it, or was it just Done.
I mean,
Final.
it's like open-ended just because it's like Marvel universe shit. So this
Right.
is just kind of like happening in Jessica Jones's world.
Okay. That's fair. Okay. So next, we both have X-Men Red. Champ did not read this one, so we're not really gonna
No.
talk about it, but it's just Abigail Brand doing what she does, being a turd. Um, yeah, I'm very confused by this, so I'm not even gonna try to explain what I think is happening. So I'm just gonna set it down. That's
Yeah,
all.
and I just opened it and was like, not today.
I focused on this, like, because I was confused the last issue, but I was like, I gotta like get in this. I gotta know what's happening. I gotta figure out what all the parts are going on. Like Cable's in here at some point, and then like it's I can't. It's a lot. So it's issue number 9, X-Men Red. If anyone knows what's going on, please explain it to me because I don't understand.
Beautiful. So next we have Poison Ivy. This is issue number 7. This starts a new story arc where we are introduced to a new villain who even Poison Ivy is unfamiliar with. And yeah, I still really like this book. Pretty like straightforward and simple though.
Just Poison Ivy.
Just Poison Ivy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Plants versus plants.
I was very back and forth on the art in this one though.
See, and I am part of me like sometime like some points I really enjoyed it and other points I definitely did not.
Yeah, like I'm a big face person, and a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
faces in here I was like, I don't like that angle. Like I don't like the way like this one.
Yeah,
I
I can
didn't
see
like it.
that.
There were like the colors and like the backgrounds and like the landscape of it looked really really cool, and yeah, it was just the faces for me. I just
Yeah, the
didn't
last
really
page is
take the
pretty
part.
sick though.
Yeah, I loved that page. Like the atmosphere of the book was done really good, but just the faces for me, not into it. Okay.
Okay, so next
And then,
go ahead. Nope.
do you have anything else to say?
No, I didn't. I wasn't
Okay.
sure if we were moving on.
Yes, yes, we are.
Okay.
This is Batman. This is issue number 130.
I just talked right into that thing.
I can't help myself. It's here. I miss having a microphone. It's not even on, I don't think. Oh, wait, it's on. Oh. Anyway, you want to talk about Batman?
Yeah, this is Batman issue 130. This wraps up the failsafe storyline. I was like, did this wrap up the failsafe storyline? But it does.
Yes,
Kinda.
yes, it does. I
Um,
really liked I really like what's happening in Batman right now. And I don't know if it's because it's just so fast paced or if it's his art, man. It's the art.
yeah, the art is phenomenal in this book. It is like very much it is a fairly like fast-paced story. I mean, from the jump when Chip took over, it was this fail-safe storyline, and it's like it's a chase.
Yeah.
It's
I
just
feel
like
like with
it's just
this,
been like 5 issues of it's just a long chase.
yeah. Like at the end of this, I felt like I could actually take a breath, even though it was me just mostly going, it's a lot. It's a lot
Yeah.
happens in this one, and it's heavy.
Uh yeah, it was really a good read. I did enjoy it.
And then the
Feels
story at the end is Batman changing his suit up a little bit.
yeah,
And that was also the final chapter of that one.
I really like that story a lot. Like that story and how it wrapped itself up too.
I did too. I really, really like the art for it, like the colors and stuff. It was just a very enjoyable story. I like what Chip is doing with Batman.
Mm-hmm. And it's just kind of just like, people just have people have layers.
Yeah, I see what you did there. All right, I'm going to talk about this one. This is Joker. The boy who stopped laughing. This is just Joker. Pretty much, he is in Gotham. He has his identity stolen, and the other Joker is like slowly, I guess, trying to take over the world. But it's our main Joker trying to figure out like what the fuck happened to him. Like, he's been shot a bunch of times. He was just poisoned by Harley Quinn, and he's like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm not dying. Like, shit's happening. In this issue, though, he ends up going to the hospital. I'm not going to be able to find it, but he ends up going to the hospital, and he's like, hey, doctor, I need you to like help me because I've got like a bullet in my brain. I've got all sorts of crazy shit going on. And he pretty much threatens the doctor and is like, yeah, I won't let this bomb go off as long as you take the bullets out of me. He doesn't have a bomb. I just thought it was really funny the way that it happened. I really do enjoy this story. I don't quite understand the point of like Red Hood in here, and I don't know if it's something that I missed from like the previous Joker series or anything, or if there's like just an issue somewhere in the DC universe that I missed, because I am a bit confused about that. But otherwise, the story is pretty self-contained. And then the second half, the other Joker story, I realized what the pattern was here with Joker stories. And every single issue, he falls in love with someone new and tries to get them to fall in love with him. So in this one, he meets Barda for the first time and is like, oh my God, I am obsessed with this woman. But yeah, pretty much it. He gets cut in half and then is trying to like get his body sewn back together. It's silly and it's really good. Like, if I was going to continue my life reading any Joker stories, it would be these ones because they are ridiculous and just so much fun.
All right.
That's all I got.
Okay. I have Gotham City Year 1, issue number 3. Just a little detective story where this, I can't even remember this main character's name, so who cares? Looking for Wayne Beatty, who's disappeared. And yeah, I honestly, the art is so fucking good. Like, the art and the colors in this book are phenomenal. This like first page, like this like red, white, and black is just so fucking good. And really, like, the narration, I feel like, is also just really phenomenal in this book. I think that is one of like Tom King's really like huge strengths, is writing like very interesting narration that like draws you into the story. And this is really no different. I'm also kind of a sucker for like a detective story.
A crime noir.
a crime noir. And this is very much a crime noir story.
It is.
Noir. Just like, look at these pages, dude. It just looks so good. Like the
it's good.
pinks and yeah. Gotham City Year 1. I'm still not 100% sold on this book.
After all of that.
I honestly, if the thing I love the most is the art. Like, I love the art. I love like the colors and the way this looks. I'm still just like not 100% sold on the story, and that's fine.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Sometimes the art is all you need.
Yeah, but and the reveal at the end of this was one of those like where I was like, oh.
So it got you.
It got me. It hooked me a little bit. Like all mysteries should and do, no matter how bad they are.
It's got to grab you.
It's got to grab me in some way. And most do. Okay, I'll move on. This is Sword of Azrael. This is number 5. One more issue. Just kind of Azrael battling it out with other angels. trying to find like his place in the world, if I'm understanding this book correctly. It
Okay.
looks This book is another book that just looks good as hell. I really love a lot of the pages, and once again the colors are just
Hmm.
so vibrant. Um the angel there,
Yeah, I was gonna
Azrael.
say I love that angel.
Um yeah, I don't know how to sell anybody on that book, but trust me, it's good.
Yeah, I think it's one of those like DC characters where if you haven't like read or you're not familiar with that character previously, it is hard to like make people want to read it, but it is
Hmm.
the ones that I have read, it is worth it. It's really good. It's a character that is shockingly overlooked.
Yeah, I feel like it's a character that's overlooked, but they try so hard to make it work. And I think this is like one of the few times where I've like truly been like, okay, cool. Yeah, that's
Right.
interesting. All right, that's all I got.
Okay. Next.
Uh, this is Bloodstained Teeth. This is issue
Oh, your
number 7.
cover is really cool.
Yeah, this is Sean Phillips, I believe.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I kind of go back in time in this
Yeah, I
one.
mean the main story, as we've discussed before, is a regular old vampire going around tasked with killing all the vampires he created, aka Sips. He has to do that, otherwise he will be killed. So, yeah, you go back in time to the Middle Ages, and you get a little bit of history.
Of the head vampies.
Hmm. And a little twist at the end too.
Yeah,
Wasn't
yeah.
expecting that.
That's gonna bring more trouble.
Always.
Art in this book is fantastic though.
Yeah, it looks really good. Again, with like the vibrant colors and stuff. Like I love the layering on the in
Hmm.
the panels and stuff. Like it's I really enjoy that book quite a bit. Like I didn't know how to feel about it at first, like the first couple issues, but then I really it grew on me.
I get it.
It's a good story. Still, issue 4 is my favorite.
Yeah, it's a good issue. It's a good issue.
It's very good.
Uh Ready?
Yes.
Okay. It's Little Monsters. It's issue number 8.
Hmm. Another
All right.
vampire story.
Another vampire story. This time vampire kids.
Hmm.
We once again do go back in time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as with like the last few issues, you get a little bit of background on one of the vampire kids and how she ended up being a vampire, and then in present time, you get the group fighting against each other, trying to get to one human child so they can suck her blood.
I do think it's interesting how the groups have like been pinned like against each other, and how like the one side they're protecting this human when they could easily like murder her with no problem.
Hmm. And you know what's funny to me is the snotty little kid who is causing all of this trouble. I could tell from the first issue with that haircut. I was like, that kid is rotten, and you can tell. Like every kid that I grew up with that looked like that had that haircut had issues, and I just knew. I could just tell. Spotted
Yeah.
from a mile away. I was like, you know, that little troublemaker is going to be the cause of all of this, and he won't quit. So
Yeah, because they could easily just like leave, like the group that really wants to eat this little girl could just like leave them alone and find like other humans,
yeah,
right?
especially
Like I
since they
see.
know now that there are other humans that exist, and like kid, that kid, what a brat. That was my kid. I'd be pissed. All right, are you ready?
Yeah. Uh we've got End After End. This is issue number 4. Walt has passed out or been knocked conscious,
Unconscientious.
unconscious. Uh, his little friend, I don't remember, Slade Wilson, that's what I'm gonna call him, wants to murder him, and his little elf friend is like, no. I don't want you to do that.
What is his name again? I can never remember.
The elf or Slade Wilson?
The elf.
I actually don't remember, and I know that it is said in this book.
Yeah, like multiple times. Anyway, yeah, there's some issues. He's not dead, but he's dead. He's fighting in the end after end. So, and the cop is trying to just like be a dick about it.
Yeah, he's a fucking cop.
Yeah.
He
And
just wants to murder him. It's just like put him out of his misery.
Grink.
Grink.
Grink, yeah.
Grink's
I do
elf.
really like this story too. I do like in this particular issue when Walt is like knocked unconscious, he's having these like memories of, you know, when he was younger, and I really liked that aspect of it, like the introspective part of it, and you get a little more insight into who he is as a person too, which I thought was very interesting. I don't know. It gets confusing at times, I think, but it is still a very interesting story because you just don't know like where he's going to end up.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It can be like, I know, like the last issue just felt like I feel like it's just like it's a wobbly story where sometimes it's like, oh, this is really interesting, and other times like,
right,
is this interesting? And even here it's like Walt's reaction to Grink and like the help that he's giving him is just like so extreme. So like
it seems a little out of character, but again,
yeah.
we don't know him very well, so we don't know. It is like it's sudden. It comes out of nowhere. Would you say that this series, every issue, it's like a box of chocolates? You
Okay.
never know what you're gonna get. All right, let's go to the next one.
I thought you were gonna like come back with a box of chocolates.
That would have been really funny.
I was like,
it's
just like a very extravagant joke.
It's just a bit, this whole thing. Okay, this is Earthdivers. This is issue number 3. This is just about a man. I can never remember his name either, and it's driving me crazy. Anyway, it's just about someone who goes back in time to kill Christopher Columbus so that in the future their land and their people and their world will be able to exist. And I did like on the back here, I never noticed that before. I don't know if each one is different, but it says new worlds aren't discovered, they're built. I like that a lot. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. I really like this story. I like the kind of twists and turns that you have. I like how, you know, like time travel goes. It's just,
yeah, if you've ever seen the butterfly effect, you know like what's going on. You can't change something without changing the entire course of the future.
Ashton Kutcher found out.
Yes. I like this book a whole lot. The one thing I don't like about it is this cover, because I don't like the shape of his body. I don't know why. It weirds me out. It doesn't make any sense proportionally.
Yeah, no.
But so far that is my only complaint.
Bad cover.
Bad cover is all. Too bad we don't get any of the variants, because I bet they're cool.
We do.
We do? Oh, I don't remember. Oh, yeah, okay. I saw this one. The one I
there's a Ramon, yeah, the Ramon Villalobos.
Yeah. They're good.
Villalobos. Yeah.
All right. Well, this is what happens when you don't work at the shop anymore. I don't get to see all the variants. Okay.
All right.
So next we have Kaya. This is issue number 3. I mean, it pretty much says on the front, to help a defenseless farmer and his family, Kaya and the lizard riders must hunt the most fearsome beast on the plains, and not all of them will survive. That's it.
Story's really good. Just good little adventure story. Good little. I like the characters a lot. Even the bad. I don't like the bad guys, but it's a well written bad guy where he's just like very dislikable.
Yeah, He does a really good job of showing like the human isn't the right word because he's a lizard, but you know what I mean, like giving him
Hmm.
normal feelings and reactions and stuff, like the way that he reacts to the stuff here. It's like, yeah, that's how someone in his position would react to that.
Hmm.
But yeah, I really enjoy this too. I do have a question for you. Was this on Substack at all?
I don't know, maybe.
I only ask because there's no ads and it does everything like public domain does. So I don't know. I was just wondering because I didn't know if that was like a strictly like Substack thing where there's like no ads. It's just story. But I don't remember ever seeing anything about it. So
Yeah, I don't know because I don't remember seeing anything about it. Like, I don't even know if Wes Craig has a Substack. Well,
yeah, I didn't
something
either. I didn't think so. But also, I don't friggin' know. I'll look into it
I
eventually.
say
We'll figure it out.
something to look into.
Yeah, add to the list of things. All right.
We'll
Next
never
we
never
have,
get to that list.
I don't even have a list, so I've already forgotten everything. Uh, this is Golden Rage. This is issue number 5. This is the last one. Or is it? I I was bummed. I was disappointed by the way that this ended. I was not satisfied with it. I felt like it didn't give me closure at all.
Hmm.
I still really like the story. I just wish that like I knew if there was more or if this really is it.
It felt too quick.
Yeah, it did. And I again there was no like real resolution. Like I it's very like just open and loose and I
It's
don't know.
it does kind of give you the impression that there's like going to maybe be a volume like more. But
See,
I think like I really do think the problem with it is just like it was it felt like the ending of one of those movies where it's like, okay, this person did this, like those little flashes of story of like, okay, here's this lady, here's what she went on to do, like here's this one, here's what like they went on to do, like so on and so forth. And I didn't, and yeah, it did feel like it didn't give me like the resolution that I wanted. But I
mm-hmm.
did, yeah, once again, I still like the story a lot. I liked all the characters a lot, but I just had I know. I do wish that maybe this story arc or might have been more than 5 issues, like one more issue.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Because it was a really good story. It was solid. It was like the characters were all really good and like powerful, and I did really enjoy that. And as I mentioned with every issue, there's always like neat read stuff in the back.
Hmm.
They have a whole thing on how to knit your own hat. So I thought that was really cool. I'm gonna learn how to do it finally, champ. I'm gonna learn how to make a hat.
I wish you luck.
Thank you. It's been hard work.
Yeah, it just didn't fit. Sorry, I just want it didn't fit the beat of the story.
It didn't. I want that's what made me think because it also doesn't say the end. So
Hmm.
that's what made me think like, well, maybe there's more to it. Like maybe this is just the end of this story arc, even though it does say 5 issues. Like that's it. That's all there's supposed to be. But I just hope that there's at least another story arc because it just didn't feel finished to me.
Yes. Okay, now I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. This is Night of the Ghoul. This is issue number 3. This is the last one. And this one was complete.
I felt really kind of disappointed by this one.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like it finished up the story, but it is another one is like the same with Golden Rage, where I felt like
Oh, yeah. I
it
can see
didn't
that.
the flow didn't feel like the same as like the rest of the story did. Like the rest of the story like flew fair like the flow of it was fairly like cohesive and like not slow but kind of mid grade, and this one just kind of like flew you through.
Yeah, it built up a lot for it to just like kind of fall out in this one. Not to say, I did enjoy this, but it
Hmm.
did like the little the little twist at the end, I was like, oh, okay, like
Mm-hmm.
I get it. And then yeah, the way that it ends, I personally did like the way that it ended, but I think I mostly enjoyed that they had an epilogue and it was only one page and there were no words. I was like, love that.
Yeah, no, I like, and yeah, as a whole, I really did love the story. I did really love the epilogue. I love the ending itself. It just like, it did just like kind of like go really fast. And I was like, you gave me so much information just to kind of like, I'm done.
Hmm.
But yeah, good little horror story. I did really like the mixture of like the movie with like the real life. Francovia's art is
Mwah.
insane. Yeah,
Beautiful.
good little read if nothing else.
Hmm. Okay.
You ready? All right. So now we have do a power bomb. This is issue number 7. This is the last issue of this.
This is it.
And
They
damn, this
fight
was
with
like,
God.
yeah, they fight God. This book was so fucking good. It's just like this page is insane. Like,
Yeah. I absolutely loved that one. This is the one that got me.
yeah, oh yeah, I forgot about that one. That one is
It's
sick as
so
hell
good.
too.
Yep.
Uh, but yeah, just like any Daniel Warren Johnson book, he gives you like such a fun time. Like the whole beginning of this book, I was having a fucking blast. I kind of forgot that I was gonna have to like hit the like heavy part of the book, and he does end it with just like a beautiful little gut punch.
Yeah, it took me out, dude. It's like because we had talked about that where it was like, oh, I'm fine. Like I'm fine. I'm gonna be okay. Like I'm not gonna have an emotional breakdown. And then like the last couple pages, it's just waterworks, just nonstop crying.
Hmm.
He's
And
really, really good at that.
yeah, I like, I don't know. Like I've said, I'll say again and again and again, like there's something just very special about the way he writes and the way he like intertwines stories with just like very big characters and big ideas and big things. Like they all feel like just out like ludicrous, you
Hmm.
know, to some extremes. Um, but the stories themselves are so fucking grounded. It's insane, you know. It's
Hmm.
just like it's so real and so personal, and there's just something so good about that. And I don't know, I this this really is like high up there, up on my like Daniel Warren Johnson books that I've read. I don't know
I
if it overtakes Murder Falcon for me, but it's close.
it's I have not read very many Daniel Warren Johnson, but I did I said this like 3 times now. I read Extremity. I finished Extremity over the weekend, and I think that is my absolute favorite. I can't even I I can't wait for you to read it, honestly, because it fucked me up in such a good way. And I have noticed that with the things that I have read by him, we have mentioned this also, they're very like family orientated, but not only that, they're very much like finding yourself kind of books.
Oh,
And
100%.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that like moment in time when you like find yourself, and it is, I guess, a coming of age in a sense as well. And I don't know, the way that he did like wrestling, and you can relate to that.
Hmm.
I've never wrestled before. I don't give a shit about wrestling, but he adds that dynamic to the whole like coming of age and finding yourself and growing to it, that you can relate to that part of it. It's just good storytelling.
Yeah. I gotta show you the last page. I'm gonna try to like block out something, but Jake is on the last page.
Mm-hmm.
Just my boy, my boy. I like Derek had texted me about that. He's like, "Did you see that Jake is in the crowd?" And I like opened the book and I was just like Oh,
There
it's
he
just
is.
yeah. And I had like flipped open to like not quite the last page, but the second to last page, and like had glanced at one of the lines and just like choked myself up. And Chris was in the room with me, and he was just like, he's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I just read a line from the end of this book, and it's like it's messing with me right now." And I was like, it's been several days since I finished this. I shouldn't still be feeling this way, but I don't know, just good stuff. Like it's just such
Mhm.
great writing, and I'm so thankful for ever picking up like Murder Falcon, and anybody who like encouraged me, like Wit or Derek, to like pick up that book, because it was one of those things where I almost stopped reading it like halfway
Yeah,
through, and then I was like, no, I'll let it finish, and then here I
gotcha.
am. Yeah, and here I am now, just like, yeah, I gotta read everything this dude does, because if I don't, I'm missing out.
Yeah. Honestly, again, that's just good storytelling.
All right, that's all I got.
That's it.
So go support your local comic shops, go support your local libraries, go take care of your friends, maybe take care of people that are not your friends, take care of each other, do good things. Heather, do you want to tell people to be nice to retail workers and
Yeah, be
servers?
nice. Be nice to all the retail workers, and also don't settle for less than you deserve if you think that's what you deserve. Aim higher. Be good to yourself.
What's that mean, Christopher?
Love everybody. Love is love.
All right, that's all we have. We'll see you on the flippy flip.
That's her. That's a butthole. Oh
That's
my god. It's right there. You have to censor that.